Hey, my name is Ralph and I'm a Flexfilm, and we're going to talk about the differences in adhesives. We have dry adhesive and pressure sensitive adhesive. And here in front of me, I have two examples of each. This is a typical automotive window film. Doesn't matter what it is, it's just a non-reflective one that we would put on somebody's car. And this is a flat glass window film or an architectural window film, and they have two different styles of adhesive. Before I even tell you what they are and what the differences are, let's keep one thing in mind. The goal is still the same. Once we install them on glass, they both stick at the end of the day. That's what we're trying to do here. Okay, let's talk about this. This is probably the more familiar adhesive. Let me just take a piece off right here. And I'm gonna remove the release liner. Okay, there's a release liner. Now, a lot of people feel really comfortable when they can touch the side of the film and it feels sticky, like tape, flypaper. And then just to show you, you can take it and fold it on itself like this, kind of. And then if you try to pull it apart, it should be aggressive. Maybe you have to rip it to get it apart. You know the glue's good. On this film is an architectural film. It is, you probably could either pick it apart, or it's not as aggressive. To see, the liner just really just kind of falls off this. It's so easy. When you touch it, nothing. Feels like there's no glue on here. It's almost kind of weird. Let's see what it does when we try to fold it on itself. Nothing. It's just like, okay. The process of how this film bonds is different because there's a top coat that slowly dissolves, and there's let's just say there's a chemical bonding process that occurs over time. Not trying to explain that process in this video, but it does bond over time, and it's a slower chemical process. The reason you would not use this adhesive for automotive is because we're going to do a lot of molding and shrinking on curved glass, and we need that initial stick. After we get that slip solution out, we need that bonding process to start its job, where this one would be much more prolonged. It would not work for automotive, especially going over defroster lines, matrix dot patterns, and even the shrinking where you change and manipulate the film, trying to get it to lay down flat. It's just it'll be a disaster for you. So these are the differences in the adhesives. A question most people will ask is, why do we even have dry adhesives on architectural films? Why can't we just use these automotive adhesives? We can, and they're quite common. And a lot of window film installers do prefer these sticky, pressure-sensitive adhesives over the dry adhesives. However, this new generation of window film installers that are doing this professionally, commercially, there's a lot of advantages to this type of adhesive on flat glass, because we don't have to mold or manipulate film with heat to shrink film on glass because it's flat. Okay, so we can just put it on. If you get contamination, you can pull it back and literally spray it out. You get a second chance. On the sticky glue, if you get contamination, you're done. You don't get a second chance. We also can do techniques like reverse roll. If we're have one ladder and we have one person and we're trying to do a window that's maybe 5 feet wide by 10 feet tall, we can roll it in a tube, pull the release liner back around, and literally drop the film, and it rolls, and the release liner comes off. And as long as we've got the glass prepped and sprayed with our slip solution, we can put the film on and not have to have two people handling the film. So there's all kind of advantages to have this type of adhesive in the installation process, and how forgiving it is. And then again, it even has a certain way it bonds that is favorable, for this type of application, because it does bond a little differently and a little more aggressively. But I will tell you this, with new technology in today's time, there's a lot of different types of dry adhesives. Some really bond like almost as hard as a rock, and you just can't pull the film off without leaving the glue. And some of these newer dry adhesives are sort of in the middle, where you can pull the film off, and a lot of the glue comes with the film, and it makes it a lot easier to ever replace the film. time's going faster than I can keep up with the videos, but this will help you understand the difference between these two adhesives.